Hello, my friends. My name is Darren Gerdes. Here are the three big stories for today. So Ukraine and Finland signed an agreement on security commitments. And this is just one among many that have been ongoing. They're working right now with Japan. Zelensky and Japan are discussing the preparation of a security agreement that's going to be similar to this. Japan's already coughed up $12 billion on Ukraine's behalf, so they're working at it as well. I went to some AI to see who has all done this. Okay, so Finland has done this, Germany, France, United Kingdom, additional countries. I saw Romania, Poland, Netherlands. Now I don't remember the specifics of these, but most of these are 10-year security commitments for Ukraine, and that's a very good thing that will sustain them over time. NATO was talking about how they're going to create a $100+ billion military aid package for Ukraine. They're working on that. NATO foreign ministers are set to discuss how to put military support for Ukraine on a long-term footing. So they're bracing against the possibility of Trump. At a two-day meeting beginning on Wednesday, ministers expect to discuss a proposal by NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg for a €100 billion or $108 billion 5-year fund for Ukraine. Under the plan, NATO would take over some coordination from the United States coalition known as the Ramstein Group. The step is designed to guard against any cut in U.S. support if Donald Trump returns to the White House, diplomats said. A little bit more about it from a different article. This one is from the AP. Let me go down to this. The plan is to have NATO coordinate the work of the Defense Contract Group of around 50 countries, but nothing really changes, at least in the short term, because U.S. General Christopher Cavoli is NATO's top military commander, as well as the head of the U.S. European Command, so the person in charge would not change. But again, they're bracing against what if. Western pledges of support to Ukraine have been marred by broken promises. A European vow to provide 1 million rounds of ammunition fell woefully short, and financial aid meant for Ukraine's war-stricken economy was delayed by political infighting in Europe and is still blocked by the U.S. So it's dangerous to make promises that we can't keep, said the Belgian foreign minister, and that's exactly right. Okay, a little bit more. Russia is preparing additional mobilization of 300,000 troops as of June 1st, and we see that on one side. And on the other side, Ukraine is lowering the combat age to 25 from 27. Now, what do you mean by lowering the combat age? Here we think selective service 18, and you can get called up for that because this is when you're young and strongest. They're thinking things like, well, we don't want to lose a generation, and so you have until, say, 27 or now 25 in order to be able to live your life kind of normally, get an education, but this new bill that they just signed will lower it from 27 to 25. Zelensky said in December that Okay, so Zelensky was asking for 500,000 more soldiers to be mobilized. Zelensky said we don't need 500,000. Ukraine's parliament approved the bill in May of 2023, but it did not come into force because Zelensky did not sign it. But he recently did sign a bill. Ukraine on Wednesday lowered the military conscription age from 27 to 25 to replenish its depleted ranks after more than 2 years of fighting. The new mobilization bill came into force a day after Ukraine President Zelensky signed it. Ukraine's parliament, the Verkhovna Rada, passed it last year. It was not immediately clear why Zelensky took so long to sign the measure into law. He didn't make any public comment. I hope that this is militarily okay and not just politically expedient. That's my great hope. I do not know one way or another whether that's true. Okay, last couple of things. The greatest miscalculation the U.S. made was thinking that it could limit war in Ukraine by depriving Ukraine a system of long range. It's only delayed the inevitable. It's lengthened the war and meant that the U.S. has lost influence. It made things worse on all levels, and I couldn't agree with that more. Here's Secretary of State Anthony Blinken once again emphasized that it does not support nor enabled Ukraine strikes outside of Ukraine territory, such as recent attacks on Russian oil refineries. Ukraine doesn't need your support on this matter, Anthony. Okay, I think that's fair. And, this is called appeasement. Appeasement is the opposite of deterrence, but we are self-deterring. I mean, it's just amazing to watch. Deterrence is the action of discouraging an action or event through instilling doubt or fear of the consequences and saying, no, you shall not do that. And Putin's done that to us. What we really need to see is something like the Crimean Pier, and that will cause Russia to have to radically shift its behavior and how it gets men and material to Crimea. Okay, that's all that I have. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the coffees, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.